I was happy with my young bride. My days with her flew by unnoticed, and sometimes I even forgot what day of the week it was. But everything changed after we went to one of the football matches with her. This event left me with a huge scar, and now I will tell you what happened. Hello everyone, can you believe that my fiancée left me and ran away with a football player? It's unbelievable that our engagement meant nothing to her, and she would abandon our plans for a random guy who made empty promises. I used to be a big fan of football, but now I've lost my interest in the sport. She chose this football player, who is quite famous in our town, over our relationship. While he's not a global celebrity, it's still disheartening. I'm refraining from publicly exposing him due to legal concerns and my fear of getting sued. Despite my intense emotions, I want to avoid legal trouble for someone who left me without a second thought. In 2022, I took Julia, my 28-year-old fiancée, to a football game hoping to spend quality time together. Little did I know it would mark the beginning of the end of our engagement. Seated in the front row, Julia kept swooning over this football player, a situation common with celebrities. I tried to draw her attention to his constant glances, expressing my discomfort. I made it clear to Julia not to look at him again, not out of insecurity, but as a demand for the respect I deserve in our relationship. Despite my complaints and warnings, Julia continued to flirt with the football player right in front of me. Frustrated, I asked her to leave, but she refused, and the player even got benched for being unserious. Unable to bear the disrespect, I left the game abruptly. I am now furious, reflecting on how a football game I paid for became the catalyst for the end of our engagement. It's a painful journey filled with triggering memories. I'm considering revenge to make them remember my name and the consequences of their actions, even if it means facing repercussions myself. I am Bob, a 28-year-old business administrator, and this is my story. At the stadium, when Julia approached me and entered the car, she apologized and promised not to repeat her actions. Initially hesitant to listen, she convinced me it was just a moment of fun and living in the present. After her apology, I completely dismissed the encounter with the footballer, deeming it a trivial incident. Little did I know that this footballer would become the pivotal factor leading to the end of my engagement. Julia deserves credit for discreetly maintaining her affair with the footballer. I had no clue about their communication or the affair happening behind my back. Life continually teaches us, revealing more about people than what meets the eye. Behind every mask, there may be a repulsive personality and a despicable character. 2 weeks before Julia left with her footballer lover, her behavior became agitated and irritating. Though I suspected an affair due to her demeanor, I never believed she would abruptly leave. While discussing her suspicious behavior, she dismissed my concerns, asserting that nothing was amiss. As I confronted her, I not only realized she was cheating, but also that the woman I was engaged to had intentions I never fathomed. Julia's growing distance confirmed her infidelity. Attempting to reclaim the money I spent on her before she left, I was outpaced by Julia. In a call on a Friday morning before her departure, Julia initiated what I thought would be a conversation about our relationship's issues. However, she dropped the bombshell, expressing her desire to end our engagement. Despite my initial plan to feign acceptance and recover my expenses, she surprised me by indicating she no longer wanted to be engaged. It was an unexpected turn of events, leaving me grappling with the sudden end of our relationship. Julia uttered the words, "I want to end our relationship." These words are etched in my memory as I replay the recorded conversation on my phone. Ironically, I intended to be in control of the discussion, but it turned out I was the one deceived and dumped. Confused, I questioned her about our year-long engagement and plans to secure a house before marriage. Julia, seemingly composed and indifferent, calmly declared it was over, showing no intention of reconciliation. I suggested we talk in the morning, but she ignored me and left without a response. I failed to recognize the signs, perhaps underestimating her malicious intentions or simply seeing the best in people. She vanished with a footballer, not bothering to inform me or discuss her departure. Waking up to an empty house on Saturday, I realized she took all her belongings, including the engagement ring that belonged to my grandmother. This family heirloom, passed down through generations, holds sentimental and monetary value, and Julia took it without hesitation. Angry and hurt, I decided to investigate and discovered pictures of Julia with the footballer, confirming my suspicions of infidelity. The betrayal hit hard, and I vowed to seek revenge in a calculated manner. The footballer, devoid of conscience, and Julia, a gold digger seeking quick riches, both played a part in the heartbreak. I am meticulously gathering information before initiating my revenge. An update will follow soon, and I welcome your comments. In a subsequent update, I express my belief that revenge on Julia will be the sweetest experience of my life. Julia, revealed as a gold digger, abandoned me for someone wealthier. The revenge plan is underway, targeting both Julia and the footballer, who will taste their own medicine. Recognizing Julia's motives, I am determined to expose their actions. An update will follow as the revenge unfolds. I've decided to retaliate against Julia and the footballer for the pain they caused me. With the help of a friend, I discovered that they are currently living together, going on secret dates, and attending football games. Julia works at a strict company, and my initial plan was to get her fired. However, my friends advised against extreme actions, so we opted for a more subtle approach. With Julia's passwords that I still had, I logged into her work group and sent text messages accusing her of inappropriate behavior with her boss. Within 2 days, I received news that she had been fired. I felt no remorse. In fact, I was elated that my plan was working. This was just the first phase, and I wanted to ensure both Julia and the footballer faced consequences. My next goal was to get them evicted from their apartment. Despite the difficulty, as it was a residential area, I was determined to proceed. Consulting friends with experience in such matters, I learned that proving Julia and the footballer posed security risks to the residents was crucial. To accomplish this without revealing my intentions, I spent days strategizing with experts. It took time, but we finally developed a plan. However, the execution required patience, and I was informed that it might take up to 2 weeks to see any progress. For now, I need to focus on other tasks. This is where today's update concludes, as I have a lot of work ahead. I'll keep you all posted on the developments. In the second update, I express exhaustion, acknowledging that revenge is tougher than I anticipated. I'll share more details in the next update as the situation unfolds. Feel free to drop your comments, and I'll do my best to respond. See you soon. Finishing this chapter of my life seemed easy when I thought about it, but executing the revenge plan has proven more challenging than anticipated. It's amusing how our imagination can deceive us, making everything appear straightforward in our minds. Before I delve into the update, I want to express gratitude for all the comments. While some of you disagree with my decision for revenge, I appreciate the diverse opinions and don't take offense to the judgment I might receive. Different people have distinct conflict resolution skills, and mine might be more complicated and intentional. Given my situation, please bear with me and be kind as I navigate this phase. I assure you that I don't plan on causing physical harm. I simply need this for my closure to move on. It's my way of dealing with the situation. Now, let me update you on the recent weeks. Although I promised an earlier update, unforeseen challenges arose along the way. It's safe to say that seeking revenge has been a difficult journey. There were moments when I nearly gave up, but I persisted. My friends and I reached a resolution with the individuals we hired to address Julia and the footballer. The details of their plan are complex, and I didn't fully comprehend. But they assured me it would be legal and without physical harm. After 2 weeks of orchestrated commotion in the apartment, neighbors complained to the estate caretakers. The hired individuals managed to make Julia and the footballer engage in unusual behavior, possibly involving a club. The outcome was extreme misconduct, leading to their eviction due to security concerns posed to neighbors. Learning about their departure brought me a sense of closure, and I celebrated with a glass of whiskey. The efforts had paid off, and I could finally move forward. The intention behind orchestrating their eviction from the apartment was not to render them homeless, especially considering the footballer's wealth. I was aware that he could easily afford a luxurious hotel stay, but my aim was to shake their comfort and make them question the viability of their relationship. Additionally, I wanted to tarnish the footballer's reputation by sparking rumors among neighbors, leading to discussions that reached a broader audience. My calculations proved accurate as people started talking, and the footballer even missed a game, which I knew would upset Julia. While I understood the possibility of my plan backfiring, causing unintended consequences, I wasn't willing to risk serious harm. Hence, I took the initiative to start the rumors myself. I clarify that the footballer is well known locally, not globally, to avoid any misunderstandings. I began spreading rumors among his teammates, the crowd, and even the coaches without divulging the specifics. These rumors prompted his coach to question him about the influence of the girl, referring to Julia. Before accusations of cruelty surface, I want to highlight the substantial investment I made in Julia's life even before our engagement. I supported her and her family, covering bills for her sister's health issues, and she had been living with me, rent-free, for a considerable period. The pain I feel stems from the realization that I deserved better treatment. The decision to seek revenge is based on the recognition that I deserve more than what Julia has given me. Returning to the main issue, I discovered that the footballer faced team-related issues due to his association with Julia. Upcoming footballers and teams heavily rely on public perception and female fan support, and any negative reputation can impact ticket sales and popularity. The rumors about the footballer being evicted due to security concerns added to the drama, causing strain in Julia and the footballer's relationship. This development pleased me, as I intended to make their relationship public and subsequently shame them both. The next phase of my plan involves publicly shaming Julia and indirectly affecting the footballer. I executed part of this plan by publicly displaying affection with Julia at the stadium to make the footballer uncomfortable. Despite witnessing this, he chose to continue his actions. My goal is to impart a lesson to Julia about not discarding someone else's hard work and to make the footballer aware of the consequences of his choices. I have a strong feeling that Julia took the ring, which holds sentimental value for me, when she abruptly ended our relationship without providing any explanation or reason, despite her infidelity. Seeking legal revenge has been quite satisfying for me, and I am eagerly anticipating the final phase of my revenge plan. Even though I've taken pleasure in this process, I can't deny that seeking revenge on someone can make you lose a part of yourself. Regardless, as long as it ensures that Julia and her footballer partner face the consequences, I am prepared. I just want this fiancee to conclude so I can move on properly. I'm tired of dwelling on Julia and planning my next moves. Making this process faster is my primary goal, and I've already made an effort to respond to previous comments. Seeking revenge is not easy, so I appreciate your patience. Thank you all for your time. In the third update, I express my gratitude for the support and humor from readers, acknowledging that the situation, while potentially amusing for an outsider, is not as funny when experienced personally. I reveal that humor is a coping mechanism to mask the anger and pain. It marks the final update and a celebration of the results achieved through the revenge schemes. The initial attempt to tarnish Julia's reputation went awry, almost getting caught during the process. With the help of friends who empathized with my situation, we restructured the plan. Despite the imperfect execution, I am content with the outcome, as it is better than what could have transpired if things went south. The update concludes with the anticipation of moving on after the final phase. The footballer and Julia were facing issues in their relationship, but I refrained from asking for details to avoid raising suspicions. I gathered information discreetly from sources close to them and focused on my revenge plan. After days and weeks of strategizing, I managed to obtain pictures and discreetly placed them in their shared room. The pictures caused significant chaos as the footballer, seeing Julia with his teammate, got into a heated fight, believing he had been betrayed. Despite an investigation that cleared the teammate, tensions lingered and the footballer faced consequences, being banned from playing and practicing for 5 games. The coach, perceiving negative energy, intended to motivate the footballer, adding to my satisfaction. As expected, the footballer returned to the hotel room angry, leading to a confrontation with Julia. Anticipating this, I booked a room at the hotel to witness the events firsthand. Staying inconspicuous due to hotel security, I positioned myself in the lobby, and within 30 minutes Julia, visibly upset and carrying a duffel bag, ran to the lobby, indicating a breakup. Seizing the opportunity, I revealed myself to Julia, who was shocked, and without allowing her to react fully, I took her hand and removed the engagement ring. I checked my ring, relieved to find it undamaged. She hadn't tampered with it. Considering legal action if it had been altered, Julia pointed at me, accusing, "You're the one who made our lives miserable just because I cheated on you." Hearing her admit to cheating made me surprisingly happy. I smiled and told her she deserved it all. With that, I had no reason to stay at the hotel, as I had successfully enacted my revenge, turning both Julia and the footballers' lives into chaos. I ensured Julia lost her job and broke up with the footballer she had left me for. The footballer faced consequences, losing eligibility for 5 games and enduring a tarnished reputation in our town. In my opinion, I did a commendable job. With this, I conclude this chapter of my life. Thank you for the comments and support. Goodbye, everyone.
How do you like the story? Write your opinion in the comments. Tell us what you would do if, God forbid, you found yourself in a similar situation. I think that the man did the right thing, even if it was under strong emotional influence. What do you think?